In the vast, bone-dry desert of Peru, an ancient mystery lies etched into the earth. We're talking about colossal figures, a spider, a hummingbird, a monkey, so immense they are truly appreciated only from the sky. For decades, we thought we understood the basics of the Nazca Lines. But what if the story we know is merely the prologue? Recent archaeological breakthroughs and technological innovations have completely rewritten this ancient narrative. Today, we embark on a documentary journey, delving into 5 astonishing facts about the Nazca Lines and their enigmatic creators. Prepare to challenge everything you thought you knew about one of humanity's most enduring puzzles. The conventional narrative of the Nazca Lines often begins and ends with the Nazca people who flourished in this arid landscape from roughly 200 BC to 600 AD. For generations, every giant monkey or intricate spider was attributed solely to their artistic genius. Yet, this widely accepted timeline is far from complete. Archaeological evidence now confirms that the tradition of carving monumental figures into the desert predates the Nazca culture by centuries. The true genesis of these geoglyphs lies with the mysterious Paracas culture, who inhabited the region even earlier. This revelation fundamentally reshapes our understanding of the line's origins. The Paracas, active from around 800 BC to 100 BC, initiated this profound dialogue with the landscape. Their geoglyphs, often depicting human-like figures, fierce warriors, or deities, were typically etched onto hillsides. This placement ensured they were visible to communities in the valleys below, suggesting a direct connection with their terrestrial observers. In stark contrast, the Nazca later adopted and transformed this tradition, creating their iconic animal figures and vast geometric lines on the flat desert floor. This shift in style and location is not a minor detail. It signifies a profound evolution in purpose and audience. The Nazca inherited a sacred practice and elevated it to an unprecedented scale, seemingly addressing entities beyond the immediate human gaze. This cultural handoff, a passing of the artistic and spiritual torch, deepens the mystery considerably. Were the Nazca seeking to surpass their predecessors, or were they communicating with an entirely different realm? The realization that these geoglyphs represent a multi-generational evolving practice makes the enigma far more intricate than previously imagined, inviting us to explore the subtle nuances of ancient belief systems. While the colossal desert drawings have captivated global imagination, an equally incredible feat of engineering unfolded beneath the surface, almost invisibly. The Nazca people were not merely artists. They were master hydrologists who constructed an astonishing underground aqueduct system known as puquios. This wasn't just a clever side project. It was the very key to their survival and the foundation that allowed them the time and resources to create the geoglyphs. Living in one of the driest places on Earth, the Nazca ingeniously engineered a network of subterranean canals to tap into precious groundwater deep beneath the desert. These were not simple ditches, but sophisticated tunnels, some extending over 30 feet deep and running for miles. Their design minimized evaporation, efficiently delivering life-sustaining water to their farms and burgeoning settlements. The most striking features of these puquios are the spiral-shaped entrances, or ojos, eyes, that dot the landscape. These corkscrewing wells, resembling abstract art themselves, served multiple crucial functions. They provided access for maintenance and cleaning, channeled wind to help push water through the system, and offered convenient points for drawing water. This ingenious system allowed a thriving civilization to flourish in an otherwise inhospitable environment. Consider the sheer brilliance. While carving giant hummingbirds into the desert floor, the Nazca were simultaneously building a plumbing system that rivaled the engineering marvels of other great ancient civilizations. Astonishingly, dozens of these 1,500-year-old puquios are still in use by local farmers today, a testament to their enduring design. This shatters the image of the Nazca as solely mystical skygazers. They were brilliant, practical engineers who literally terraformed a desert to build their world. This dual mastery prompts a profound question for archaeology buffs. Were the lines a symbolic map or a prayer to the very same water deities they honored with their incredible subterranean engineering? The geoglyphs and the pukios emerge as two sides of the same cultural coin, a powerful testament to a civilization's profound obsession with water, survival, and their intricate relationship with the natural world. For nearly a century, archaeologists believed they had identified most of the Nazca Lines through traditional aerial photography and painstaking fieldwork. We were profoundly mistaken. In recent years, researchers from Japan's Yamagata University, in collaboration with IBM, unleashed the power of artificial intelligence upon the desert landscape. The results have been nothing short of revolutionary, fundamentally altering our understanding of the geoglyphs' true extent. The AI, meticulously trained on thousands of high-resolution images, began to discern faint patterns and subtle anomalies that the human eye had overlooked for generations. In a remarkably short period, these advanced AI systems facilitated the identification of hundreds of previously unknown geoglyphs. In 2024, a groundbreaking study announced 303 new figures, with another 248 added in 2025, bringing the total known geoglyphs to nearly 900. The AI accomplished in months what would have taken human archaeologists decades, accelerating our understanding of this ancient canvas. But it is the nature of these AI-discovered figures that is truly shocking. These are not merely more monkeys and spiders. The new finds include bizarre, smaller figures depicting strange humanoids, enigmatic two-headed animals, and some truly unsettling scenes. One of the most talked about discoveries is a 72-foot-long orca, depicted holding a knife and a severed human head. Other newly identified paths reveal continuous images of priests carrying human heads, suggesting a ritualistic procession. These smaller, often grislier figures were frequently placed along ancient trails, suggesting they were intended to be seen by people traversing these routes. They may have served as ritual markers, warnings, or perhaps even narrative elements within a larger sacred landscape. This forces history enthusiasts to rethink everything. While the giant figures might have been directed towards the heavens or distant deities, this new class of smaller, more violent images suggests a much more direct, and perhaps more sinister, conversation with the people on the ground, hinting at a darker, more complex spiritual world. Those AI discoveries of figures holding severed heads were not mere symbolic art. They reflect a very real and profoundly dark aspect of Nazca society, the ritual practice of taking trophy heads. For a long time, this was considered a gruesome footnote in Nazca studies. However, modern scientific analysis has revealed just how central this practice was to their culture, casting the seemingly peaceful geoglyphs in a chilling new light. Archaeologists have unearthed numerous trophy heads in Nazca burials, meticulously prepared for display. What's truly startling, and a key insight for archaeology buffs, is that these were not typically the heads of foreign enemies captured in battle. Isotope analysis of the remains has revealed a shocking truth. Most of these heads belonged to members of the local Nazca population. They were not outsiders, they were part of the same community, suggesting an internal, ritualistic practice rather than warfare. These heads were carefully prepared. A hole was often drilled in the forehead to thread a rope for display, and the lips were frequently pinned shut with cactus spines. This wasn't about conquest, it was about ritual. Nazca pottery vividly depicts these heads linked to agriculture and fertility, sometimes even showing plants sprouting from them. This suggests the heads were potent offerings to the gods, intended to ensure a bountiful harvest or, crucially in a desert environment, to bring life-giving rain. The practice even appears to have intensified during periods of drought, pointing to a desperate escalation in their offerings to appease powerful deities. This completely transforms our perception of the Nazca. Their society was deeply steeped in rituals that involved human sacrifice and the profound symbolic power of decapitation. Now, reconsider the geoglyphs. Were the giant figures a simple plea to the gods, or were they part of a darker, more profound bargain, made by a culture that believed life and death were the ultimate price of survival and prosperity? For decades, the greatest puzzle surrounding the Nazca Lines was how anyone could truly appreciate them before the advent of flight. Theories ranged from ancient hot air balloons to extraterrestrial visitors, often bordering on the fantastical. However, this entire line of questioning was based on a flawed premise that the lines were solely meant to be seen from above. A growing body of archaeological evidence now suggests a far more intimate and profound purpose. The lines were made to be walked. Many of the geoglyphs, particularly the vast geometric shapes and the remarkably straight lines that stretch for miles, are not just static images, but intricate pathways. Archaeologists who have physically traversed these ancient routes have found that they often connect ritual mounds, ceremonial sites, and significant landscape features. Imagine groups of people, perhaps priests or pilgrims, walking these sacred routes, chanting or performing rituals, their journey across the desert floor, a prayer in itself. The discovery of fragments of spondylus shell, a rare sacred oyster linked to water rituals in Andean cultures, at the termini of some paths further strengthens the connection to rain ceremonies and fertility rites. This idea transforms the lines from a static art gallery into a dynamic, interactive temple, a vast ceremonial ground. Even many of the animal figures are drawn in a single, unbroken line, much like a labyrinth. Walking the outline of a sacred animal could have been a profound way to connect with its spiritual power or the deity it represented. The Nazca Lines were not merely a message board for sky gods, they were a colossal temple floor, open to the heavens, where the Nazca physically performed their deepest beliefs and rituals. They didn't need to fly to experience the lines. They were already walking with their gods, engaging in a profound, embodied spiritual practice. This perspective offers a powerful new lens through which history enthusiasts can interpret the purpose and meaning of these extraordinary desert markings. For centuries, the Nazca Lines were defined by what we couldn't explain: their monumental scale, their intended audience, their ultimate purpose. But as we delve deeper, a much more complex, nuanced, and profoundly human picture is coming into focus. This wasn't the work of a single culture, but a profound dialogue with the desert that spanned over 1,000 years, involving multiple societies. These weren't just drawings, they were an integral part of a sophisticated survival strategy, blending brilliant water engineering with dark, sacrificial rituals. And they weren't just for the gods, but for the people who walked them in solemn, sacred ceremonies. The latest discoveries, powered by technology the Nazca could never have imagined, are ironically bringing us closer to their ancient world. Yet, every answer seems to bring forth new, compelling questions. We now have hundreds of new, unsettling figures to decipher and a much darker, more complicated culture to understand. The true secret of the Nazca Lines may never be fully revealed, but one thing is certain: the mystery is only getting deeper, inviting endless exploration and interpretation. What do you think the Nazca Lines were truly for? An astronomical calendar, ritual pathways, or something else entirely? Share your theories and insights in the comments below. If you enjoyed unraveling this ancient puzzle and exploring the depths of human ingenuity and belief, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next dive into the world's greatest enigmas.